I'm happy to announce that the Portfolio Construction and Risk Management book is now publicly available. This is a project that I've spent thousands of hours on, and it's something that has been made possible through crowdfunding contributions from the current readers. So, first of all, thank you very much to the people who have supported this project and provided their feedback. This is something that has made the book much better for everyone. So, the book gives a thorough presentation of the next generation investment framework, which is basically a direct substitute to the current mainstream methods. So instead of using the covariance matrix to represent market risk and then combining it with a mean vector to work with these bell-shaped elliptical distributions, such as the normal distribution or the t-distribution, which we know is a poor empirical fit, we have these fully general Monte Carlo simulations that we collect into a matrix called R. And we can even assign joint scenario probabilities to these simulations. So this is something that allows us to capture the complex nuances of real-world markets. Instead of relying on the Black-Litterman model, which even in the simple CAPM and normal distribution case does not give a meaningful update, we have this theoretically sound entropy pooling method, which allows us to perform predictive views and stress testing for portfolios that contain very complex instruments and on risk factors also. If we use entropy pooling in a sequential way, then the method becomes very, very powerful. So when it comes to views and stress testing, sequential entropy pooling is a league on its own. Then finally, instead of relying on variance as the portfolio risk and treating gains and losses as equally undesirable, which is just silly, we focus on the tail risk and CVAR. The good thing about CVAR is that it operates directly on these Monte Carlo simulation and probability vectors. So it doesn't matter how complex our simulation and views are, CVAR will give us meaningful results. So when you read about this investment framework, I encourage you to do it from a strictly logical perspective, because the approach and the methods are better from a strictly logical perspective. So there is no discussion, there is no opinions, nothing like that. The reason that we are stuck with this variance-based approach is because there are so many articles, so many books, so many courses, so much software that relies on this. So there are many people who have vested interest in maintaining the status quo. But as an investment manager yourself, you can of course not rely on other people's vested interest. You have to use the best tools and methods that maximize the probability of you being successful. The thing about this investment framework is also that it's much more complicated to implement to run in a fast and stable way than this mean variance stuff. But this is also what allows you to stay ahead of mom and pop investors who can also easily access mean variance and Black-Litterman, these things that will not be very helpful to generate a better risk-adjusted return in practice. So you can get access to the latest version of the book on my Substack, where we have this PCRM book link. And this is where I'll be updating the latest PDF version of the book and also providing other updates. So I encourage you to subscribe to the Substack to stay up to date. If you want to have access to the code, then it's available on GitHub, and this is an integral part of reading the book. If you want to receive some perks and continue to support the project, you can do it on this Indiegogo link. So basically, one of the perks could be that you get recognition for being one of the people who helps to push things forward. And in that case, you would also get a complimentary 1-year paid subscription to this Substack, where I will share exclusive case studies and additional material related to this investment framework and the methods in it. And then finally, if by February 3, 2025, you happen to be among the top 10 contributors, then you will get access to try out the implementation of this investment framework in the cloud. So an institutional grade implementation that runs in a fast and stable way with very, very elegant interfaces so that you can get a sense of how this feels. So if you have any feedback in relation to how you get access, or you see any typos or something like that, please reach out, because I will continue to edit this book in public. Otherwise, I wish you happy reading and happy coding.